Substitutions for the Citizens this afternoon: 13, Billy Davis; 11, Dylan Watley Henry; 13, Trialist B; 23, Oscar Rosenblatt; 24, Scott.
Well, good afternoon everyone and welcome back to Cheshire. Following on from Tuesday night's game at Warrington Rylands, you join us here at the Diva Stadium, the home of Chester Football Club of the National League North, and Salford City taking on Chester this afternoon. They'll be attacking right to left in this first half, and of course Salford wearing now customary for pre-season yellow and black away kit. I'll give you the team news for the Ammies now. Ellis Craven, a trialist goalkeeper, starts in net this afternoon for Salford, and the back line will be Tom Edwards, man of the match on Tuesday night's win away at Warrington Rylands. He'll be joined in the back line by Luke Garbutt, who's wearing the captain's armband today, and Adi Aluwo. In central midfield, we've got Osama Ashley making a start, George Grant and Callum Ceesay. Left wing back, Roslon Gello. Right wing back, Haji Minoga. And up front, we'll have Ben Woodburn, and he'll be supporting Jay Bird. And loads of substitutes as well available for Carl Robinson this afternoon, and I'll get to them shortly. But here's Salford on the attack with Minogue, who did really well there, but not well enough out of play for a goal kick. So Salford following on from that brilliant game on Tuesday night, very entertaining one, a 5-3 win away at Warrington Rylands. Of course, Salford have been playing mainly Northern Premier League opponents during pre-season in this early stages, with those draws away at Ashton and FC United, and of course kicking off pre-season with that 3-2 win away at Witton Albion. But a step up in opponent this afternoon, taking on Chester of the National League North. Just missing out on promotion last season, getting through to the playoff final, but losing out in the end. So tough opponent for Carl Robinson's men this afternoon. And Chester with the throw-in. And that's ball played over the top there by Kelly Evans. Picked up in midfield there by Bainbridge. And here's Ashley to get the ball clear. And Minoga pursues this on his chest, brings the ball under control, plays a percentage ball in to midfield there towards Woodburn, but that's defended by Chester. And the trialist plays it to Kelly Evans, the right back for the home side. Down this near side, the ball rolls. There's Adi Aluwo to play it back to his goalkeeper, Ellis Craven. Another trialist goalkeeper for Salford. Craven, a Salford lad actually, 20 years old, with Premier League club experience on his CV, so it'll be interesting to see how he performs in this pre-season friendly here at the Diva Stadium. Here's Edwards, who I mentioned in the build-up, had such a influential game at the right side of defence, wearing the captain's armband on Tuesday night. But Luke Garbutt back with captain duties this afternoon on the left side of defence. Woodburn heads that ball forward towards Jay Bird. Jay Bird's in the area, plays the ball square, and here's Grant laying the ball off to Ceesay, and well, a last-ditch challenge there coming in from Woodthorpe. Did the job. There's Grant trying to win the ball back, but Chester with possession towards the halfway line. It's Kelly Evans now. Played back by Rawlinson to Benjamin in the Chester goal. Out to the left-hand side to Woodthorpe. That pass cut out though. Cleared by Leake. looking for Zanzala to put the press on Aluwo, but Aluwo did get the ball back. He's looking at the referee to suggest maybe he should have had a foul, and maybe he should have, but we're carrying on. Cisse plays the ball back there to Aluwo. And here's Craven. To Garbutt. Garbutt, long ball played, looking for the run here of George Grant, but I think it'll a bit too much on that. An outplay for a goal kick. Well, this is actually Chester's first game of pre-season here at the Diva Stadium. They've had 2 away games to kick off the summer. An away trip just up the road from Moor Lane at Gig Lane, taking on Bury. Bury winning that game, but Chester bouncing back away at Runcorn Linnets last week. Here's Cisse. His clearance comes off the back of Grant there, it looked like. Ashley over his shoulder. Grant there getting involved again. Ashley can't get to that, and actually is caught there by Shrimpton, him just a bit high on his knee. Well, we're gearing up, aren't we, for the home friendlies next week against Blackpool and Stockport on Tuesday and Friday night. I'll bring you more details on that as this game progresses, but a strong team selection here for this game for Salford as we head towards that final week of pre-season. Should say tickets for both those games are available right now on the Salford City website, salfordcityfc.co.uk. Blackpool on Tuesday night at the Peninsula Stadium, 7:30 kickoff, followed on Friday night next week with that game to close off pre-season against Stockport County. So, strong team selection heading into that final week for Salford this afternoon, and it's a free kick taken by Benjamin, the Chester goalkeeper. Edwards is there, as is Aluwo. Minoga. Aluwo heads it clear, flicked on by Ashley. Bainbridge, but cleared again by Salford. There's Bird and Cisse. Ball won't sit for either side at the moment. Over on that far side, and foul committed. And a free kick to Chester. So Connor Woods looks like he's going to be taking this one for the home side over on the left-hand side for Chester. So defending to do here for Salford, and the first real test for Salford's backline. Played 7 minutes, cross comes in, headed clear by Garbutt. Longello helps the ball on its way, but possession back with Chester on this near side. Kept in play by Chester's trialist. Back it comes. Shrimpton crosses the ball in. Bird gets something on that, but the first shot on goal there falling the way. I think it was Connor Woods with the effort, but he couldn't get much purchase on it, and it's comfortable for Ellis Craven in the Salford goal. You see, and Aluwo and Garbutt. Longello, nice play, infield to Woodburn. Back to Ashley. Here's Garbutt. Garbutt moving infield. Edwards. Edwards now will go for that long ball forward towards Woodburn. Headed clear though by Rawlinson. And fully cleared now by Chester, but Edwards plays it straight back into a dangerous area. Flicked on by Cisse, but comfortable for Benjamin. Well, I mentioned the strong lineup today for Salford. Just an update on a couple of other players you might be missing. And well, Kelly Namai is here, was warming up. He's still recovering from that injury he picked up at Carlisle at the final day of last season. So he was warming up and was looking to get back into the thoughts of Carl Robinson and team selection in the coming weeks. And Jay Curry-Nichols, who you might remember going off injured on Tuesday, it looked pretty innocuous from where we were positioned, but actually got caught right in the face, and he's back on the training ground, and wishing him a speedy recovery as well. But here's Longello. Longello crosses the ball in, and it was a good ball in that from Ros Longello, but no one meeting it. The edge of the 6-yard box, it rolls out of play for a goal kick over on the far side. And just to let you know, the substitutes bench today, and it's a very strong bench. Aina, Burko, Stockton, Osterfield, Malcolm, Wilson, Henderson, Butt, Lara and Bairstow. So plenty of players there who featured on Tuesday nights and performed really well. I mean, Ruben Butt scoring a brace on Tuesday, including a sensational goal, the fourth goal, wasn't it, of the evening for Salford. Great finish. So plenty of options available to Cal Robinson for the second half, I'm imagining. Those substitutes there. Edwards to Woodburn over on the far side. Woodburn keeps hold of it, plays it infield to Ashley. Alowu to Garbutt. Edwards to the right hand side is Minoga. Ashley to Longello. Longello didn't really have time there, unfortunately, but Garbutt wins the ball back, gets it to Woodburn. Woodburn, good run from Grant. Sits up for Grant, really, lays it off to Garbutt. Here's Woodburn. Jay Bird can keep the ball in play. Bird back to Longello. Garbutt just beyond Edwards, unfortunately, that ball. But Minoga can keep the ball in play, and Salford starts again. Aluwo to Garbutt. Salford looking for a way through here. Here's Longello down the left-hand side. Step over and brought down there. Bit of a rash challenge that from Dion Kelly-Evans, the right back for Chester. And Longello brought down, and a free kick given to Salford. And I think Ros Longello is, I mentioned Edwards' performances of pre-season of late, but Ros Longello has had a good pre-season as well. So free kick. Edwards to take this. And well, we all saw Tom Edwards' delivery on Tuesday night. What can he do here from this set play on the left-hand side of the penalty area? Tom Edwards crosses the ball in towards the near post. It's Eddie Clare, only as far as Grant. Grant back out to Edwards. Edwards on his right foot swings the ball in. That's Eddie Clare. And now Chester look to launch a counter-attack here with Connor Woods. It's 1 versus 3 at the moment, but the support's on the left-hand side. And Woods finds one of those players now. An opportunity for a shot on goal, but that was well defended by Osama Ashley. Decent break out there from the home side, led by Connor Woods. Connor Woods, a relatively new player in this squad. He signed partway through last season from Warrington Town. He's on the ball now over on the far side. Ashley, good stuff. Woodburn to George Grant and cleared. But possession with trialist A for Chester. Is Shunton. And a shot is going to come in here, but it hits the back of a Chester player. It will be kept in play by Kelly Evans. Bainbridge, and a cross here from trialist A, but that's cleared by Salford again. And good spell this from Chester. Good period of pressure that they're looking to put on their Football League opponent here. And Garbutt defends from Tom Pearce. It's out of play. Well, we're approaching 13 minutes played here at the Diva Stadium. 0-0 the score. as you can see at home. Graphics are provided now on YouTube, you'll be pleased to know. So I don't have to keep repeating the score and the times. You can see in the top left corner anyway to Chester. Connor Woods to take this. It's a deep one, headed back in towards the 6-yard box. Saluo heads it clear to the edge of Salford's penalty area. Ashlet can get the ball clear. Good control from Woodburn. Woodburn got support here from Cisse. Cisse now out to the right hand side, finds Grant in space. Grant with time. Good ball to Cisse, who lays that ball off to Minoga, who attempts to loop it into the far post, but just misses that far post, goes out of play for a goal kick. Well, it was a good ball in there from Grant. It was clever play, because I think the Chester players would have expected a traditional cross into the penalty area, but he cleverly played it short instead to Cisse, who then found Minoga, but Minoga's effort, a bit hurried, but you can see what he was trying to do, but it was a goal kick in the end, and 0-0 the score remains. Ashley jumps, can't get to it, it's cleared. Garbutt over his shoulder gets the ball down this near side. There's Longello, took a little blow to the head there, just as he met that ball. Well, Rawlinson then with this free kick, taking short to his centre-back partner Tom Leake. Woodthorpe, back to Leake. Leake looking for Kelly Evans, always a willing outlet in this opening 15 minutes or so. The right back for Chester. Garbutt heads the ball back to Ellis Craven. Now Minoga over on the far side. Edwards. Beluwo. Bit too much on that and out of play. Cleared by Benjamin. Here's Pears. Back into midfield. Kelly Evans. Longello wins the ball back. Here's Ashlet. Woodburn. Clever through ball there, trying to tease the defender and goalkeeper, with Minoga looking to capitalise on any mistakes, but no mistake was forthcoming there from Benjamin, the Chester goalkeeper. So Benjamin plays that ball forward towards Pears. Cleared by Garbutt, flicked on there by Longello. Grant will be penalised for that, just clipping the heels of trialist 8. Free kick taken quickly there by Rawlinson, but that's dealt with, and here comes Minoga. Cisse, oh, right idea, trying to find Woodburn, but it was read well by the Chester defence. Pears, well blocked there by Longello, can't keep the ball in play. It's going to be a throw into Chester, which Kelly Evans is going to take. A new signing for Chester for this summer. Was at Woking and Banbury, Boreham Wood. But you can see the qualities of Chester's right back for the upcoming season, can't you? Involved in much of the play at the moment. It's going to be a free kick to Chester. So free kick. Salford adopting the line a couple of yards outside the penalty area. In it comes from Woods. And Edwards got something on that and flicks the ball out of play. It's going to be a corner to the home side. Got a couple of corners now in this first half. Connor Woods making his way over. Well, we've played approaching 19 minutes. And it's going to be a corner ball on Chester's left-hand side. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger from Woods. In it comes, a looping ball towards the back post. Garbett got something on that. And out to this near side. And, well, the referee penalises Longello there. It's that man, Dion Kelly-Evans. Fouled and a free kick. Well, Connor Woods puts the ball down. Well, it's Craven, the Trials goalkeeper, lining up Longello there, the one-man wall for this set play. In comes the cross now towards the near post, and it was well read by Garbett because it was in towards that near post area, wasn't it, at that 6-yard box, and thankfully no Chester players were making a run to that near post, and Garbett was there to fill the void, getting the ball clear, but out of play for a corner to Chester. So Woods then with this corner ball. In it comes, swung outwards. That was a good headed clearance there by Osama Ashler. But Chester back with the ball with Woodthorpe. Played back into Salford's penalty area. There's Edwards. The second attempt gets the ball out towards Cisse. Cisse will play the ball down the line, but that pass is cut out. It's a decent spell this from Chester. Nathan Woodthorpe making his way over to take this throw in. Thrown back into Chester's half. Back to Benjamin in the Chester goal, just outside the area. On his left foot, delivers it long, and Edwards, a little push in the back there by Edwards, spotted by the referee. Zanzala there, who was pushed in the back. Well, Connor Woods, who's been taking a lot of these set pieces for Chester, with another one here. Into the penalty area it goes. Minoga heads the ball clear. Cisse, edge of his box, over his shoulder, gets something on it. And it's scrambled out to the far side, but Chester again keeping hold of the ball. Woodthorpe square to Chester's trialist, and that's a heavy touch, capitalised upon by Longello, who gets it to Jay Bird. Jay Bird just had his heels clipped there, and I think it was he giving the free kick or is he giving the penalty? It looks like he's pointing at the floor, the referee right on the edge of the penalty area. It's good stuff there between Longello and Bird, breaking forward from the halfway line. Bird with two Chester players around him, was just about to dance his way into the penalty area, wasn't he? But just had his heels clipped just as he was about to go into the penalty area, brought down right on the edge of the box, and it is going to be a free kick to Salford. Decent spot, you have to say. 23 minutes played here at the Diva Stadium. Woodburn over this, Grant is over this, and Garbett. It's 5 players in the Chester wall. Looks like it's going to be Woodburn to take. It is going to be Ben Woodburn who goes for goal. And that is a very good free kick from Ben Woodburn. It's a good wall from Chester. 5 players in that wall. The goalkeeper lining it up moments after Jay Bird was brought down on the edge of the penalty area. Ben Woodburn steps up with a subsequent free kick and puts it right into the bottom corner. A great finish there from Ben Woodburn, and that is Salford 1-0 up as we play just 24 minutes or so here at the Diva Stadium. And I'm pretty sure that might be Salford's first shot on target as well. Well, it comes after a good spell of pressure from Chester, who putting the ball into Salford's penalty area at will at times, and Salford were defending it, but as Salford go down the other end and, well, score with their first shot on target essentially, following that spell from the home side. Ashley, good shepherding. Here's Edwards now, receiving the ball off Ellis Craven, the trialist goalkeeper for this afternoon for Salford. Edwards to Woodburn. Cleared by Chester. Aluwo. It's a throw just in front of the away dugout. Edwards again. Good ball that. Cease it just offside there. Salford pressing here. Comes off Minoga, that's clearance. Ashley and Edwards do well to between them to keep the ball in play. Get that pass down the line. Here's Grant. Grant, a clever ball to Bird. Bird lining up a shot. And again, it's a great finish. Jay Bird this time. Good play initially by Ashley and Edwards, going back to that moment just in front of the away dugout where they did so well to keep the ball in play, not giving it up, and then moments later the ball is down on the right hand side. Grant once again playing a clever pass infield, and Jay Bird getting possession, and like Ben Woodburn did moments ago, putting the ball in between the outstretched arm of the goalkeeper and the post into the bottom corner, and that is Salford now 2-0 up, 26 minutes played here at the Diva Stadium. Aluwo gets to that. Ashley to Garbutt. Here's Woodburn. Woodburn slips on the ball a little bit, but brilliant from Ben Woodburn. Here's Longello and Grant. Here's Garbutt to Grant on this near side. Aluwo to Grant. Grant turns, and that's nice play to Longello on this near side. Back to Garbutt. Garbutt plays the ball towards Minoga, and that's headed back to Benjamin. Aluwo and Longello there, helping out. Here's Woodburn over the top there, looking for Haji Minoga to put the pressure on Woodthorpe. And, well, who's going to get the free kick there? It's going to go the way of Nathan Woodthorpe. Benjamin then to take this free kick for Chester. Just on the corner of his penalty area. It's a long ball forward towards Piers. Cleared though by Salford. Look at that pace there from Cisse. He's not giving this up, the midfielder. And a hurried clearance from the Chester goalkeeper. Edwards heads it back into midfield. Ashley there. Ashley and Edwards again combining to keep the ball in play. And Cisse unfortunately can't keep the ball in play there. Decent attempt though on his thigh, but not much room to manoeuvre. Header won there by Aluo to Minoga. Minoga now making his way down the right hand side, trying to trick his way past two players, and does. Crosses the ball in. Good ball in that from Minoga, following a decent run from the wing back. Might be interested in that pass as well from Chester, but Chester recover. Back to Benjamin. Ashley jumps. Grant. Longello. Longello gets a good head on that, but Rawlinson with time plays it back to his keeper. Bird pursues the back pass. Cleared. Edwards with time will play the ball back to Craven. Edwards down the line to Cisse. Cisse now waits. Got support from Minoga and Edwards. Here's Tom Edwards. To Minoga. Back to Edwards. Back to Minoga. Edwards continuing his run there and going to barge his way through, is he? But Chester just about defend that. But Salford haven't given this up. Grant's putting the press on now. Grant puts a block in. And again, Chester with having to scramble it clear, but Ashley wins it back, and Ashley goes for goal, and that's into the terrace there behind Benjamin's goal, and out of play for a goal kick, but worth an effort from Osama Ashley. Well, Salford 2-0 up. Goal kick for Chester. Cisse headed forward there by Aluo. And that's a long ball over the top, and Craven did well with that. Watched it and got something on it, but Chester come forward with Woods. Woods with a lot to do. Edwards not letting him have his own way, and Edwards wins the ball back, then loses it, then wins it back again, and plays it forward to Bird. Bird controls. Grant to Woodburn. Infield to Ashley. Here's Garbutt. Bird. To Ashley. Edwards. Aluo. To Edwards again. Woodburn. Aluo and Garbutt. Well, Grant had come short for that ball, but Garbutt went for the long ball, and in the end that rolls out of play for a goal kick. Well, obviously we're a couple of weeks or so away from the big league kickoff at home to Crewe, but you can see this strong team that Salford have put out today. There's certainly options here, and not to do Cal Robinson's team selection for him, but this midfield of Ashley, Grant and Woodburn seems to be doing the job at the moment, that's for sure. There's plenty of movement, plenty of endeavour. And there's Woodburn, and Cisse picks up possession out to the right hand side to Minoga, who will keep the ball in play. Got Woodthorpe, the left back, for company, but Cisse is there. To Ashley, it's a give and go. Cisse crosses the ball in, bit too much on it, as you can see at home, and out of play for a throw-in on this near side. But again, it's good link-up play from Salford. Well, Dion Kelly-Evans, the right back for Chester, to take this one. Salford with this 2-0 lead thanks to a free kick from Ben Woodburn and a good finish from Jay Bird. Find some excellent build-up play from Salford. Both goals, really. Salford haven't had it all their own way. Chester have had good spells, but at the moment, that second goal seems to have knocked the wind out of the sails a little bit. And well, that's my fault. Goalkeeper gives it straight to Pearce. Pearce goes for a ball towards the far post there, but no one was waiting in a blue shirt, and it's out of play. And Zander, who's been my cameraman throughout pre-season thus far, looks at me and goes, "You've done that before, Ben, haven't you, where you've jinxed it for our goalkeeper or defender? So I'm going to stop doing that. I'll comment on the goalkeeper and our defending when we're attacking, if that makes sense, just to get away with it in future." Here's Garbutt now. Aluwo. Back to Craven. Mongello, cushion header to Grant. Down the line to Bird. Bird and Rawlinson battling for this ball, and Bird gets to it. Does he? Well, Jay Bird looking at the referee, but the referee not obliging. Throwing back to the goalkeeper is a bit of a risky one with Longello not too far away. It's cleared though by Chester. Here's Garbutt. Has to head it somewhere and opts to head it backwards. Aluwo is covering. Here's Edwards. It's a good press this from Chester. Craven out towards Minoga, who's challenged from behind, and well, the referee gives it the other way. And I've mentioned this a couple of times in pre-season as well, but you do have to remember it's the officials pre-season too, so they're getting up to speed as much as the players and the commentators as well. We're all learning, aren't we? We're all getting back into the swing of things as we head towards August. But I'm not too sure about that decision from the referee in this instance. But it's going to be a free kick to Chester. So we played approaching 37 minutes here at the Diva Stadium. Chester's first home pre-season friendly of the summer, after away trips to Bury and Runcorn Linnets. One win and a loss for Callum McIntyre's side so far in pre-season. No defeats for Cal Robinson's side thus far. And Salford with the 2-0 lead at the moment. Woodthorpe with this free kick. Left-footed, lofted ball in. There's Minoga getting to it. Kelly-Evans into the air it goes. And, well, it's going to get brought out here by Edwards, who plays it down the line towards Grant. Grant can't keep the ball in play. It's going to be a throw-in on the halfway line to the home side. Tom Leake, wearing number 6, plays it back to Benjamin, the Chester goalkeeper. Luwo watching it all the way, heads it back into midfield. Here's Ashley now. Ashley, Luwo, back to his goalkeeper on the half volley. Ellis Craven gets the ball clear. Bird being manhandled a bit there. The referee says it's 6-1, carries on. Bird to Longello. Longello moves in field. Longello holds it up. Back to Woodburn. Woodburn. Ashley. Garbutt helps out. And the captain plays it to Longello. Still on this left-hand flank. Longello to the byline. Crosses the ball in. That's a good ball in from Longello. And, well, Chester deal with it just about. Here comes Woods. Minoga loses out there. And, well, Minoga gets a free kick. With sarcastic cheers from the Salford fans to my right hand side. Is Cisse now. Cisse to Ashley. Ashley plays it in. Bird's there. It's defended again by Chester, who you'd reckon, stating the obvious here, won't want to concede another goal before half time and might want to get themselves a goal back. Here's Zanzala. It's Tom Pearce. Pearce plays it back into midfield. Shrimpton in towards Zanzala there. He goes for an acrobatic attempt to get to the ball, but the offside flag was up anyway. Craven rolls it to Garbutt. But that ball from Edwards just goes underneath the foot of Haji Minogue, out of play. Cisse's there, nearly pouncing on a mistake from Chester, but Chester keep the ball. Leake plays it back to Benjamin. Garbutt and Pearce, and cleared by Garbutt. Bird, back to Longello. Bird makes room for the pass. Here's Garbutt. Goes for the diagonal ball out towards Minogue. Minogue chests that down beautifully to the byline. Haji Minogue. Back it comes to Woodburn. Woodburn now. Trying to find an outlet for a pass, but cleared by Chester. Zanzala gets it back to Trialist Day for Chester. Threads that ball through, and here comes Shrimpton now on the ball. Woods out to the left-hand side. And, well, that was Shrimpton actually, and he went for the ambitious towards the back post. He goes out of play for a goal kick. It was Jack Bainbridge, the midfielder, there running through the middle to start that attack for Chester. So goal kick for Salford. Here's Garbutt on the ball. As you can see, plenty of Salford substitutes just warming up in the corner over there. Probably see a few of them in the second half. Here's Garbutt. Longello. Challenge comes in. Kelly Evans, so influential in the opening 15 minutes or so of this game, the right back, looking to help out on this next attack. Here's Shrimpton to Kelly Evans. Shrimpton again on this right hand side. Kelly Evans, Shrimpton making a run towards the corner flag, crosses the ball in, watched by Edwards. Garbutt loses out, and well, Salford get bodies in the way of Kelly Evans, and Edwards plays it forward to Jay Bird, and well, Jay Bird is penalised. And just a reminder, I said it before, it is the referee's pre-season. I'm pretty sure during a competitive match he wouldn't have given that free kick, but he has in this pre-season friendly. Leak on the ball now. Woodthorpe takes over, plays it back to his goalkeeper. Long ball play forward towards Pearce. That is Grant to Garbutt. Oh, and that's not the best of challenges from Tom Pearce. Tom Pearce had an outstanding season last year, plenty of goals for Chester, helping the Cheshire club get all the way to the playoff final in the National League North, but in this instance, a bit of a rash challenge on Luke Garbutt. The referee just having a word with Pearce. Garbutt takes the free kick now, back on his feet, thankfully. Edwards. And now Woodburn takes over on the right-hand side to Minogue. Minogue now waits for the overlap from Woodburn, tries to thread that ball through, but it's defended by Chester, and Chester now trying to break out. No foul given. Here's Ashley. Woodburn to Minogue. He goes down under a challenge. He gets a free kick. It's We're coming towards the end of this first half. Salford still with this 2-0 lead. Here's George Grant to Garbutt. Longello leaves it. Clever play. Gets it to Bird. Bird can't keep the ball in play, unfortunately. Throwing to Chester. Bird presses. Longello too. But Chester get the ball forward. Garbutt. Woodburn. Grant. To Minoga. Cisse. Gets the throw. Into the last minute now of this first half. Won't be too much time added on in this pre-season friendly. Edwards just waiting for an option to become available. Aluo is there. Adi Aluo to Edwards. Diagonal ball looking towards Bird. Cleared. Here's Grant. Offside flag is up. So free kick to Chester, and this will probably be the last moment or so of this first half. That's taken now. Aluo gets it. Garbutt clears again. Woodburn recovers possession. Back to Craven. Craven through the middle. Here's Pears though. One last attack maybe for the home side. We're playing advantage, and it's a shot there from Shrimpton, which was well gathered by Ellis Craven. Some goalkeepers would have palmed that out of the way, but Ellis Craven kept hold of it. And that is the last moments of this first half, a first half which closes with Salford 2-0 up here at the Diva Stadium. Ben Woodburn getting the scoring underway on 23 minutes. That followed a decent spell from Chester, where they were putting a series of dangerous balls into the Salford City penalty area, but Salford defended those corners, free kicks and crosses from Chester, and they were rewarded when Longello and Jay Bird broke out on this near side. Bird making his way in towards the penalty area, brought down just on the edge of the box, and then Ben Woodburn stepped up and put the ball right into the bottom corner. It was a beautiful free kick from Salford's number 7, and then almost immediately straight after, Jay Bird got himself a goal following some good build-up play from Ashley and Edwards and Grant, all involved in the build-up, and it fell to Jay Bird, who slotted between goalkeeper's hand and post right into the bottom corner, and that sees the score 2-0 here at the Diva Stadium. So we're going to have a little break now. We'll be back in 15 minutes with the second half, but half time here at the Diva Stadium, and it's Chester 0, Salford City 2. Well, welcome back to the Devies Stadium as we're about to start the second half here. A couple of substitutions from Salford, who are 2-0 up in this pre-season friendly against National League North opponents Chester. And those substitutions are, it looks like Minoga and Ashley have departed, and in their place is Cole Stockton and Carell Wilson, who had, well, a storming game, didn't he, on Tuesday night at Warrington Rylands. Vincent, see how he performs in this second half. But no other changes to report from Salford's point of view. However, there are plenty of I think two substitutions from Chester. Charlie Spee and Scott Burgess have come on for this second half. And here's Edwards now on the ball. I'll read you out the full Salford team in a second or two when I've got a moment to think about it. But here's Longello losing out, and down this line here's Chester on the ball. Now I'll play. Right, let me give the team. So it's in goal is still Ellis Craven, trialist goalkeeper for Salford. The back line is Garbutt wearing the captain's armband, Aluwo in the middle, and Edwards on this right-hand side. The midfield now, Cisse has dropped back a little bit into midfield alongside Woodburn, and this man here winning that header, George Grant. And up front is Bird and Stockton. There is Stockton laying the ball off to Cisse, who was looking for Bird in the penalty area, but that was cleared. And on the flanks for Salford, Longello on the right, Wilson on the left. So Salford 2-0 up in the first half, with goals from Jay Bird and a free kick from Woodburn. Both very good finishes. Edwards with the long throw into the Chester penalty area. Challenging one for Benjamin, under pressure there from Jay Bird, but the Chester goalkeeper watched it all the way. Mainly substitutes on the bench for Salford this afternoon is Aina, Burko, Osterfield, Malcolm, Henderson, Butt, Lara and Bairstow. Luwo winning the head there. Wilson gets to it. Back it comes to Garbutt. Woodburn. Edwards, good header. Longello now down this near side. Ros Longello making his way forward here, looking to get the better of Woodthorpe. Does, crosses the ball in towards Stockton. Stockton holds it up, won't open up for a shot for him, unfortunately. Gets it back to Grant though. Here's Garbutt to Wilson on the left hand side. Wilson now looking to beat his man, and well, sliding challenge coming in there from Kelly Evans, but he didn't touch that ball in the eyes of the referee, and it's out of play for a goal kick. Well, decent opponents for Salford this afternoon. Chester making the playoffs in National League North 2 of the last 3 seasons, and making the playoff final last year, just missing out. Colin McIntyre taking over a few years back, and by all accounts making a good impression here at the Devies Stadium after a spell managing at Runcorn Linnets. Throw into Salford. Garbutt to take. Grant. Garbutt back to Grant, who had such a good first half. First time I've seen him play in the flesh, and well, he just finds the space, doesn't he? And he's always available, and his vision, especially for that second goal for Salford, has been decent, it has to be said. Cisse with good control there off his back. Cisse moving in field to Bird. Score of that second goal for Salford in the first half. Back to Grant. Here's Edwards. Down the line, Longello. Grant again. Cisse comes short for it. Cisse loses out, fouled though by Jack Bainbridge, the Chester skipper. Here's a Salford skipper now, Garbutt to Woodburn. Wilson crosses the ball in, but Bird and Stockton both made similar runs there to the near post. Decent crowd here this afternoon. It's Chester's first pre-season friendly here at the Diva Stadium of the summer, after a win at Runcorn Linnets and a defeat in the opening pre-season friendly at Gig Lane against Bury. So a mixed bag of results, but a good crowd here for this opening friendly for Chester here at home. And good following from Salford as well, just to my right hand side. A couple of hundred who've made the trip down the M56 for this one. Obviously everyone's looking forward to returning back to the Peninsula Stadium on Tuesday night for that first pre-season friendly at home for Salford against Blackpool on Tuesday evening. Craven does well, calmly gets it to Edwards, who in turn gets it to Aluwo, who keeps hold of it and does well, gets it to Grant. Here's Cisse, turns. Longello making a run there, and it was the right idea from Cisse. Just needed a bit more pace on the through ball attempt, but Cisse and Longello will win the ball back. Longello turns. Longello with Woodburn for support. Here comes Ben Woodburn now. On his left foot, goes for goal. Shot is blocked. Longello, though, brings the ball down, and then on his left foot, he was just looking for an opening there and an angle for a shot, but it wasn't forthcoming. But Longello is still forward, still trying to win that ball, but Chester bring the ball out. Aluwo, good strength, wins it back, and well, battling there with Zanzala, and Salford bring it out eventually after a bit of a scruffy battle on this near touchline. Plenty of challenges going in there, but here's Grant now. Grant with the through ball, looking for Ben Woodburn. Woodburn gets to it and puts it just over the bar. Well, Ben Woodburn there was waiting an eternity for that ball to eventually get through to him. After a couple of false starts, it eventually did. But he went for the first time shot. Did beat Benjamin in the Chester goal, but also his effort was over the bar. And it's going to be a goal kick, but decent play again from Salford. George Grant pulling the strings on a few occasions in this pre-season friendly here at Chester Football Club. Wilson gets his head on that. Grant's there again, chests it down for Garbett. Down the line towards Stockton. Stockton, great strength there over his shoulder. A percentage ball for Bird to run onto. Interesting to see how Stockton and Bird combine in this second half. Cole Stockton quite prolific last season with the goals. And Bird already getting a goal this afternoon. Interesting 45 minutes as well for Carell Wilson, who trialist on Tuesday night had such an impact against Warrington Rylands, scoring in the opening couple of minutes, and I think everyone who watched that game was quite impressed with the pace of the youngster, and he's over on that left hand side playing in this experienced team, so we'll see how he gets on. Here's Aluwo winning the ball back. Grant is there to try and help out. Aluwo eventually finishes the job. Here's Garbett now to Woodburn. Back to Craven in the Salford goal. Here's Longello now making his way forward. Ball just beyond Cisse. Bird gets to it. Cisse, it's a heavy pass. Tom Pearce will get to this. Pearce. And that's a ball down the line by Chester. Cut out by Garbett. Out of play. Throw in to the home side on the halfway line. Back it comes to Trialist B, who I think has come on for Rawlinson in that at half time. Colin McIntyre making a couple of changes at the break, with Scott Burgess also coming on. As Wood's playing it to Woodthorpe on the overlap and appeals for a penalty, but a bit half-hearted really. More in hope than anything. So throw into Chester. Bainbridge. Shrimpton. There's Burgess looking for a through ball there, but Wilson was back, and well, the back pass was a bit crisp, let's say. Caught Craven out, but thankfully it was a good back pass with regards to the angle of it. You're not meant to hit it straight at your goal, are you, for obvious reasons, and in that case, thankfully, Wilson put it wide of the post. It's going to be a corner though to Chester after that brief scare there for the Hammers. In comes the corner ball now from the left hand side towards the back post area, and it's dealt with. Garbett gets the ball clear. There's Woodthorpe, plays it back. There's Wilson heading it out. Shrimpton recovers possession, gets it to Burgess. Burgess down the line, looking for the run of Tom Pears. It's out of play for a throw in to the Hammies. Garbett with the throw. Stockton's there. Stockton trying to battle there with Kelly Evans. Kelly Evans wins the throw in. Salford get the ball clear. Stockton helps the ball on its way towards Cisse. Cisse trying to get that ball to Jay Bird. Here's Woodburn. Grant, good footwork, gets it to Edwards. Edwards now making his way forward. Edwards still with the ball. Nice pass to get it to Cisse. It's just beyond Bird there, unfortunately. But good build-up play from Salford on this near side. However, here comes a counter and a strong challenge there from George Grant, which in a competitive game I think would easily see the Salford midfielder picking up a yellow card there for that infringement on Connor Woods. Well, Connor Woods then with this free kick. Long ball play forward. There's Garbett getting ahead on that, and the second ball picked up by Chester, and well, Grant fouled there. And well, apologies everyone, we're missing the time now, so but the score is still correct on the YouTube feed. Chester 0, Salford 2, and I've just noticed there's a scoreboard on the right hand side. That's very handy as we approach 59 minutes, so I'll keep reminding you of the time at regular intervals. Edwards switching play out to Wilson. That's a great ball, isn't it? And Wilson now making his way forward. Back to Garbett. Woodburn. Garbett again. Here's Grant. Grant, great ball is it? Cisse nearly got the all-important controlling touch on that through ball. And you feel that if he just got a bit more on that outstretched foot, it would have been a marvellous goal from Callum Cisse. But it was just beyond him, unfortunately. So, an hour played here at the Diva Stadium. Salford with this 2-0 lead. Wilson turns, and because he's got loads of pace, he did He's capable of keeping that ball in play and gets a throw in for Salford. Another set of substitutions here for the home side. Kevin Roberts and Dylan Motley-Henry coming on. Dion Kelly-Evans, who waxed lyrical about his performance at stages in the first half, comes off. And forward Zanzala also departs. So 2 more substitutions there for Chester. Just the 2 so far for Salford at half-time. Stockton and Wilson coming on for Osama Ashley and Haji Minogue, who both had decent first halves. There's Grant getting the ball to Wilson. Wilson just losing his radar there a little bit. Woodthorpe plays the ball back. Bird pursues the back pass, but controlled and played out by Benjamin, but straight to Wilson. Wilson making his way forward here to Stockton. Stockton waits back into midfield to Grant. Grant will lay this ball off to Edwards. Edwards, I think if he wanted that a bit better, he could have had a shot on goal there, Edwards. He's more than capable, but the move breaks down in the end anyway. And here comes Chester now on the counter, led here by Connor Woods. But Salford back in numbers as well, you have to say. Grant is there, as is Woodburn. Connor Woods, though, beats the pair of them. But Grant gets another challenge in. Connor Woods shielding the ball by the Salford corner flag. And, well, I think if I'm being unbiased, that might have been a corner. But the referee gives a goal kick, trying to balance out some of the decisions from the first half, obviously. So, goal kick to Salford. So Salford with this 2-0 lead. Both goals coming in the first half. A free kick from Ben Woodburn and Jay Bird scoring. Kind of identical finishes really into that bottom corner on my left hand side. Beyond the reach of Benjamin in the Chester goal. And those 2 goals giving Salford the all-important lead at the moment in Salford's final away friendly of the summer. As we approach those 2 final pre-season games at the Peninsula Stadium in the coming week. Tuesday night, Blackpool. Then Friday, it's Stockport County visiting. And both games kicking off at 7:30. Tickets available now at salfordcityfc.co.uk, of course. And, well, here comes Edwards. Out to this right-hand side to Longello. Longello making his way forward. Couple of step-overs. And now to the byline, looking to cross, and beats his man. And then he's, well, rugby tackled, essentially. It was a bit slow motion, all that, wasn't it? Longello leaving Nathan Woodthorpe a bit stranded there as he slid in. But the inevitable foul given and a free kick to Salford as we played 63 minutes, and Garbett to take this free kick. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger. Dangerous for Chester to defend this one. Garbett actually plays it short to Edwards. Edwards looking for an opening for a cross, perhaps. Leaves it for Garbett, and well, that move breaks down a little bit, you have to say. Out of play for a throw-in. Tom Edwards take this throw-in. We've heard from Tom after his, well, I gave him man of the match on Tuesday night against Warrington Rylands. A fine performance from the Salford defender. He's having a good afternoon as well here. Longello gives the ball back to Edwards, and Edwards, can he cross that ball in? No, well he can, but it goes over the bar. Out play for a goal kick. As you can see, plenty of Salford substitutes over by that corner flag over on the far side. Just a reminder of the Salford bench. Aina, Burko, Osterfield, Malcolm, Henderson, Butt, Lara and Bairstow all available. But doesn't look like those changes are coming just yet. We've played 64 minutes. Salford 2-0 up here against Chester, the National League North. Edwards, anywhere will do, that'll do. Longello tries to head that ball past Woodthorpe to make his way forward, but Chester with possession now with Connor Woods. And there's Shrimpton getting it to Woodthorpe. Back to Shrimpton. Played infield now to Bainbridge, the Chester captain. Woodthorpe again. Bainbridge. Back it comes. Leak being pursued here by Stockton. Back to the goalkeeper. Stockton at pace there, trying to pressurise the Chester goalkeeper, who gets it out to the far side. And now here's Chester with possession. Garbett, though, stands his ground, turns his man, gets it to Wilson. Wilson tries to play it down the line, but that's defended. Out of play for a throw-in to Salford. There's Wilson now. Wilson takes things over. Through ball, just a bit too much on it for Jay Bird. The right idea again. Well, Benjamin waits on the volley. It's a good clearance, isn't it? But Piers here and Aluro challenging for that. Benjamin just on the edge of his area there where he cleared that out of his hands. There's Craven distributing it here to Longello. Longello under pressure, gets it back to Edwards. Edwards, calm as you like, gets it into midfield to Cisse. Cisse turns, goes down under his own steam, but regains his feet, then gives the ball away, then wins it back, gets it to Longello. Here's Edwards. Edwards and Cisse makes the move down this right-hand side. Callum Cisse making his way forward. That's a heavy touch, though, and Leak was there to pounce and win the ball back for the home side. Shrimpton. Back to his goalkeeper. Bit bobbly that back pass. The goalkeeper had to control it. Grant putting the pressure on Bainbridge. Back to his goalkeeper. Again, there's a little bobble on that back pass. Cisse, good press. And now Longello. Longello with two Chester players in front of him. Tries to go through the pair of them, but Woodthorpe defends. That clearance, though, is only as far as Grant. Takes the sting out of things. Back to Edwards on this near touchline. Tom Edwards now. To Grant, who could turn. Grant moves in field and plays a nice pass to Woodburn. Here's Wilson. Wilson on the left-hand side. Puts the ball on his right foot. Back to Woodburn. Grant. And now Edwards again. Edwards. Out to Wilson, who brings the ball down well. It was good vision that from Tom Edwards. Testing ball though for Wilson, but he did well with it. Garber infield to Grant. Grant tries to release Woodburn. Woodburn nearly gets the ball to Longello. Longello keeps the ball in play. Back to Edwards. First time cross is going to come in here. It's looping one towards the back post. Wilson looking to pull the trigger there on a volley, but it's defended by Chester. Garber and Grant get the ball back. Here's Cisse. Bird, Woodburn. It falls here for Jay Bird. He's trying to find an opening for a shot. It wouldn't fall for him. Keeps hold of it. Gets it to Longello. Longello, left-footed cross in towards the back post. Defended, though, by Chester. Wilson will recover possession for the visitors. Back it comes to Garbett. Garbett swings the ball in again. It's defended by Chester, but Cisse's there. Cleared, scramble cleared by the hosts. Edwards controls it, and then on the half volley gets it to Grant. Here's Garbett again. George Grant making his way down that left-hand side, then checks and plays it back to Garbett. Garbett now. Grant's still on that, still available for a pass, as he has been most of this game. Aluro to Edwards. Cisse turns and drives towards the penalty area, gets it to Bird. Cisse continues his run, nearly gets to his own through ball there, but Chester defend again. But this is good pressing, this, and good persistence from Salford City, not letting Chester rest at all. Here's Longello. Longello moving along the 18-yard line there. Woodburn tries to dink the ball to Jay Bird, but a bit too much on it, out of play for a goal kick. And here comes some mass substitutions from Salford City. So I'll confirm these when they happen. At the minute, those players are quite far away for me. Well, it looks like Ben Woodburn departs. Tom Edwards also making way, as is the skipper Luke Garbett. And Jay Bird and Callum Cisse also look like they're departing. In their place, I can see Jacob Lara, B-team defender, coming on. Also coming on is Ruben Butt, Josh Osterfield and Carell Malcolm. Kev Burko is on 2 over. So the defence now is Burko,
17, Josh Osterfield. 30, Carell Malcolm. 34, Ruben Butt. And 36, Jacob Lara.
Aluo and Lara. And the midfield, Grant is now playing, well, as he has been really most of the second half, playing like an anchor midfield role. But I'll come back to that in a second. Cross has come in here, and first touch there from Jacob Lara is a cushioned header back to his goalkeeper. There's Craven getting it here to Malcolm for his first touch. Carell Malcolm back to Lara. There's Grant. Well, the midfield has got Osterfield, Butt and Grant in it now. And looks like Longello is over on the left-hand side, showing his versatility. Burko wins the ball back. Tries to get it back to Longello, but it's out of play. So Longello now playing left wing back, Malcolm playing right wing back, and Wilson now going up top alongside Cole Stockton. The midfield is Ruben Butt, Grant and Josh Osterfield. Hope that all that makes sense. 72 minutes played here at the Diva Stadium. Salford still with the 2-0 lead. And 18 minutes or so for some of those players who impressed on Tuesday night to make an impression here on Saturday. And one of those players is Josh Osterfield, who receives the ball from the goalkeeper and then drives it towards goal. However, it had power but was missing accuracy, unfortunately, and out of play for a goal kick. So goal kick then for Chester. Burko tries to win that ball. It's flicked on by the Chester player, but cleared by Grant towards Stockton. Stockton chests it down for Ruben Butt. That's defended, but the second ball pits up by Malcolm. Here comes Carell Malcolm. Malcolm towards the byline. Holds on to it, waits for support. Lara is nearby, but Malcolm will go alone. Crosses the ball in, just beyond Osterfield, but brought down by Longello. Longello back to Butt, just wide. Well, from this angle, it looked like it crept in the near post, but missing the target there. Ruben Butt nearly scoring once more for Salford in pre-season, but just missing the target. Decent play from Longello and Malcolm, both wing-backs getting involved there in that build-up. Bainbridge and loose play from Chester, and shot at the near post there from Cole Stockton, saved by Benjamin at his near post. It is going to be a corner to the Amis as we played approaching 74 minutes here at the Diva Stadium. Couple of decent chances there for Salford to get their third. Corner's taken quickly by Butt. Cross comes in from Malcolm. Headed clear. Grant is still there in midfield, pulling the strings. Lara infield to Osterfield. Through ball attempted there. Wilson back to Osterfield. Move breaks down, but Butt can't get to it. And here comes Chester on the attack. Good challenge comes in there from Aluwo to win the ball back. Here's Osterfield down the line on that left-hand side to Wilson. Wilson back to Osterfield. Osterfield, square ball to Malcolm, who is back to goal. Malcolm now turns with Chester players in front of him. Heads towards the byline on the right-hand side. Can't keep the ball in play. Carell Malcolm, it's going to be a goal kick. As we approach the last 15 minutes of this engaging pre-season friendly here at Chester Football Club. as Callum McIntyre, the Chester boss, making another change. Looks like their captain is making way, Jack Bainbridge. And Oscar Rosenblatt is coming on. So 15 minutes left, and Salford with the 2-0 lead. Both goals coming in the first half from Woodburn and from Jay Bird, as another change is happening, but this time from a Salford perspective. Luwo making way for Aina, it looks like, and Longello. Good mileage as well for Ros Longello once again this afternoon. He departs, and Alfie Henderson comes on. Another one from the B team who has impressed this pre-season when given the opportunity. And Henderson pursuing this. Burko heads it out of play. So throw into Chester. And Henderson and Wilson pursuing. And just to confirm, obviously, Aina defender. Well, Lara's gone into the middle of the back three now. Aina over to the right-hand side of defence. Craven out of his area there with a decent clearance from the young goalkeeper for Salford. Headed clear, picked up by Henderson. Henderson, right-hand side of the box, crosses the ball in, plucked out the sky there by Benjamin. Yeah, so the back line is Burko, Lara and Aina, and Wilson has made way to the left-hand side now to replace Longello as left wing back, and Henderson is gone up front alongside Cole Stockton, as you just saw. Here's Woodthorpe, plays that ball through there. It's a nice pass, but it was covered by Burko, who was in the right place there to defend that, and gets a free kick as well. Good play from Kevin Burko. 77 minutes played. Salford 2-0 lead in here against National League North opponents. So 965 and 100 and odd from Salford, making the trip down the M56 for this one. Here's Butt over the top there for Henderson to cause a problem for the Chester back line, but Chester just about get the ball clear. But here's Grant to Malcolm. Malcolm now. Osterfield making a run, but Malcolm goes to the byline instead, crosses the ball in. That's crosses blocked by Shrimpton. Out of play. So corner. 78 minutes played. Henderson takes it quickly, gets the ball to Malcolm. Back to Henderson. Henderson now crosses the ball in towards the back post area. Headed clear. It was Lara trying to get on that ball. Here's Osterfield though. To Wilson. To Butt. Henderson. Well left by Stockton for Osterfield, but Osterfield, the flag is up for offside. Clever play though by Cole Stockton there. Into approaching the last 11 minutes. Just a reminder, we'll be back on Tuesday night at the Peninsula Stadium for the first of that Moor Lane doubleheader in the coming week. Blackpool on Tuesday, 7:30 kickoff. It's a 7:30 kickoff as well on Friday nights for Stockport County's visit. But tickets available now, salfordcityfc.co.uk. But if you can't make the game, there will be a live stream as well on Salford City's YouTube channel. Henderson with a good ball there to find Osterfield. Osterfield will cross this ball in. That is a dangerous ball in towards the back post with Cole Stockton lurking nearby. Tom Leake had to do something. But unfortunately for Chester and for the Chester defender, he puts the ball into his own goal, and that is Salford now 3-0 up, 79 minutes played here at the Diva Stadium. It was good build-up play, you have to say, from the Amis. Henderson getting that ball to Osterfield. It was a good ball into the box. A dangerous ball into the back post, a nightmare for any defender. And in this instance, it was a nightmare for Tom Leake. Well, George Grant departs. He's had a very good game this afternoon. It's the first time I've seen him play in the flesh after his move to the Amis in the close season. Obviously, we caught up with him on the Salford City YouTube channel and on the website. And, well, he's demonstrated what he's going to be bringing to the table this season. A very good performance in midfield. He's been replaced, though, by Alfie Bairstow, and we've got a free kick to defend as well. Chester have an opportunity to get themselves a goal back. Connor Woods to take this. Has been the set-piece specialist for Chester this afternoon. So, we played 81 minutes and Chester with a free kick. Connor Woods steps up, goes for goal, just over the bar. Oh, Alice Craven distributes it well there to Malcolm, but Malcolm loses out. Here's Pears, who's been relatively quiet considering his goal-scoring record from last season for Chester. Certainly played a big part in helping Chester get themselves to the National League North playoff final. It's a good clearance from the Chester goalkeeper, one bounce, and there's Craven getting just what he needed to on that clearance. Couldn't use his hands and did a good defensive header in the end. It's out of play though. Shrimpton. Here's Wilson. Burko. Towards Stockton, that's headed out of play. No, it stayed in play actually. Osterfield to Cole Stockton. Lays that ball off nicely for Josh Osterfield. Here's Butt making a charge. Defended though by the home side. Aina. Here's Bairstow. Lara. Aina to Malcolm. Bairstow over the top there looking for Malcolm, but not enough room for that pass, unfortunately, out of play. So we're approaching, just played over 82 minutes here at the Diva Stadium. Hope you've enjoyed this afternoon's coverage. As we mentioned moments ago, just shy of 1,000 people here this afternoon, with close to 200 supporters from Salford making their way down the M56. We've watched on this strong Salford team for the first half, certainly putting in a decent performance here against strong opponents in the guys of Chester, who will certainly do well this season in the National League North. Lara trying his best there to get on that ball. Burko helps out. Wilson can't get to it. Bairstow tries to win it. Loose play picked up by Malcolm. Malcolm now at pace. Gets the ball to Henderson. Henderson helps the ball forward there towards Ruben Butts. And Ruben Butts, well, he saw in the corner of his eye the goalkeeper slightly off his line. And he needed a bit more direction on that rather than the loft. And in the end it was comfortable for Benjamin. Leake plays the ball forward into midfield. Woods. Here's Woodthorpe, the left back. To Leake. Back to Woodthorpe. Aina. Good position in there with the header. Here's Pears. Square ball. Chester looking dangerous, but Burko reads it well, cuts out the pass, and then gets it to Osterfield. Osterfield going it alone, and then he's waiting for support. Gets that support from Malcolm on the overlap. Here's Carell Malcolm now. Malcolm. Here's Bairstow. Osterfield. Back to Bairstow. And now Aina. Aina waits. Out to Malcolm. still on this right-hand touchline. Malcolm to the byline, crosses the ball in, but volley clear. Pearce does well to get that ball to Woods. Shrimpton under pressure. Bairstow nearly, well, Bairstow causes a mistake. Gets Salford a throw in. Aina with the throw. His former Huddersfield counterpart there, Osterfield. Lara plays the ball square to Burko. Lara back on the ball. Played long, just beyond Stockton. Stockton acknowledges the attempt. Long ball play forward for Lara to deal with. Lara does well. Burko. But chests it down for Bairstow. Here's Aina to Henderson. Henderson holds it up back to Osterfield. Well, this pre-season hasn't done any harm for the B-teamers, that's for sure. The likes of Henderson and Butt and Bairstow and Malcolm and Wilson now after his performance on Tuesday and his introduction here this afternoon as well. Certainly see the qualities that the B-team players have got. They'll be looking to make inroads this season into the first team at times as well, you'd imagine, and will be quite capable of doing so. As I say that, Ruben Butt stumbles, loses the ball. Again, my fault. Here's Wilson to Bairstow. Burko to Lara. Aina. Aina now bringing the ball forward and then plays it to Osterfield. Burko. Bairstow. Back to Burko. Looking for Wilson, but that's defended there by Charles B. And the Chester goalkeeper clears it. We're into the last 3 minutes here at the Diva Stadium. Salford with a commanding lead now, 3-0 up. Aina to Lara. Back to it, Aina. Loic Aina plays it to Osterfield. Osterfield turns and then delivers a pass out to the left-hand side to Wilson. Carell Wilson waits for support, plays it to Henderson. Henderson turns, shoots, blocked. Back to Wilson. And Wilson there on the half volley. Comfortably wide in the end. And now play for a goal kick. But at this stage of the game, why not? You never know. But it's going to be a goal kick as we're into the last 2 minutes now. Salford with 2 goals scored in the first half from Woodburn and from Bird, and an own goal from Leake in the second half has seen Salford here comfortably 3-0 up. It's just not really got going for Chester in this second half. They've had a couple of moments, but Salford have been comfortable in the end, really. And Stockton gets the ball here to Malcolm. Malcolm moving forward here into the penalty area. Checks. Malcolm. He's got Bairstow for company and support if he wants him, but well, Malcolm is being dragged out here by and shepherded out by the left back for Chester, Woodthorpe. Here's Aina though, and that's created a bit of space for Henderson. Henderson on his left foot will go for goal. The shot takes a deflection and falls favourably for Chester, who will clear their lines. Maybe, no, they're not being allowed to, but they're going to try and pass the way out instead, and now it's played forward towards the halfway line. But there's Lara with a good commanding clearance. Butt and Osterfield combine there to get the ball back. Burko back to Osterfield. Wilson to Bairstow. To Burko. And back it comes to Lara. Into the last minute. Salford looking to end this game with possession. Here's Bairstow trying to find a ball there to the left-hand side in the run of Wilson, but that's defended. Woods does well to control that, the number 17 for Chester. He's now looking to make his way past Aina here. Woods keeps hold of the ball. Aina watched him all the way and puts a good block in. And Osterfield fouled. And, well, that's a bit of anger from Connor Woods, a bit needless, really. Well, that's a first for pre-season. We've had not just added time, but also an announcement of added time. That's, you know, the football season's nearly here. We're nearly here. Moments like that. Anyway, it's going to be a free kick, which Ellis Craven is going to take. Young Salford-born goalkeeper who's on trial this afternoon. There's Malcolm trying to play the ball down the line there for Osterfield, but just beyond him. And we're in the first of those 2 additional minutes. Quite taken aback by that announcement of added time and the board going up. It's not really had that at all in pre-season. Maybe that's not the done thing in the Northern Premier League, but is in the National League North. But just a reminder, we will be back on Tuesday night. Hope you've enjoyed this afternoon's coverage as we're closing in towards full time. Salford taking on Blackpool on Tuesday, 7:30 kickoff at the Peninsula Stadium. Tickets available now, salfordcityfc.co.uk. But if you can't make the game, there will be a live stream on Salford's YouTube channel, of course. Bairstow cuts out the pass and gets it to Stockton. Stockton could turn. It's the one last attack here for the Amis. Stockton tries to return the ball to Bairstow and does. Bairstow releases Osterfield. Osterfield tries to cross that ball in. Did it come off Osterfield? It did. It's going out of play for a goal kick. And, well, there's 20 seconds or so left of the added time. So we'll probably have this goal kick, and then that will be all she wrote for this particular pre-season friendly. An engaging one at times. Benjamin, he's not really had a chance really with the 3 goals he's conceded to take this goal kick. And that is full time, and in Salford's final away pre-season friendly of the summer, the Amis are victorious here at Chester with a 3-0 victory against their National League North opponents, who had very good spells in the first half. However, all that work from Chester, with crosses coming in from corners, from free kicks and from open play, all defended really by the Amis. And then on 23 minutes, it was left to Jay Bird to make his way towards the penalty area. He tried to thread his way through 2 Chester defenders. He was brought down. Ben Woodburn then stepped up with the free kick, and it was a 5-man wall, and it was an imposing wall from Chester. And in the end, Ben Woodburn put it past that wall and beyond the reach of Benjamin in the Chester goal, right into the bottom corner. A beautiful free kick really from Ben Woodburn, seeing Salford 1-0 up, and then moments later it was 2-0 for Salford. It was Ashley and Edwards doing really well to keep the ball in play over on the far side, and they were soon rewarded because the ball made its way, and I think it was Grant, wasn't it? Grant getting the ball and playing a nice pass infield, eventually getting its way to Jay Bird, and Jay Bird, a similar finish really to Ben Woodburn, into the bottom corner beyond the reach of Benjamin, down to his left, seeing Salford 2-0 up at half-time. And Salford, substitutions have been made throughout this second half. They've always been in control. There's been a couple of moments. I think there was a back pass, wasn't there, which just went wide of the post from a Salford perspective, but it was all comfortable really. And in the end, a 3rd goal was coming, not in the way I'm imagining either side thought it was going to come. Henderson releasing Osterfield on the left-hand side. Osterfield delivering a pass towards the back post area. An absolute nightmare with Cole Stockton lurking there, putting the pressure on Tom Leake, the defender, who had to deal with it. And in the end, he put the ball in his own net. So it's finished there, Chester 0, Salford City 3. Next up for the Amis, it's a double-header back at the Peninsula Stadium. Blackpool on Tuesday night, Stockport County on Friday. Both games kicking off at 7:30. Tickets available now, salfordcityfc.co.uk. But if you can't make that game, we will have commentary and visuals on the Salford City YouTube channel. Join us for both games on Tuesday and Friday just before kick-off if you can't make those matches in person. But a big thank you to our host this afternoon, Chester Football Club. Big good luck to them in the National League North for the forthcoming campaign. Big thank you to my cameraman Xander. Big thank you to my producer Will. But it's finished here at the Diva Stadium. Chester 0, Salford City 3. Enjoy the rest of your evening and weekend. You take care. Bye-bye.